How's everybody doing? Just wanted to reach out. We just came back from an awesome networking event here locally, and it was fantastic. The typical "Hey Michelle, how are you?" Typical networking event. Everybody gets a little 30-second spiel, and I never need that much because it's pretty simple to say what I do, even though it can be very complicated. But made my usual pitch about you can sit in therapy for years and years, or you can come hang out with me for a few minutes or a couple hours, and we'll get you taken care of. And people lined up like, how in the world can you say that? What do you do? What do you do? And Mandy, how are you? How's your lovely husband? And yeah, it's and there's other coaches around and things that when they hear that, what are you doing? Well, how's your business going to succeed if you only want to do a single session with clients? And there's a difference. I'm not looking to make lifetime clients, and that really blows a lot of people's minds in the business world. But I don't want you getting hooked to me. There's the talk therapy model and so many other ways. They're like, oh, take this pill forever and ever and get addicted to that, or feel like you're relying on that completely. Or so many life coaches like want to sign you up for. A coach who was selling like 2 and 3 year packages, and it's like, that's insane. My goal is, most coaches I've ever signed up with their goal is for me to outgrow them in 3 to 6 months. And I kind of follow that model. When I really got into this deep, I still don't want people coming to me for 3 months. Let's fix you in a session and get you on with your life. Go enjoy it and forget I exist. Sure, other things will happen. We experience life happens. We experience all kinds of traumas. It doesn't matter what age you are or how much work you've done. Things happen. For that, yeah, come back and see me. But I don't want you to come up, sign a contract or anything like that and stick with me. I want you to come in. We'll do a session, spend a few hours, whatever it takes, and then send you on about your way. Whatever trauma, whatever baggage we've had or still have, it got accumulated basically in an instant, and then things got piled up on top of it. But see, the beauty of the process we use is we just go back to that first time the foundation was poured, and we remove that. We get rid of the root, and that's it. That's the foundation of everything we do is called root cause release, and it's doing exactly that. You take the biggest tree, the strongest tree in the forest. You can cut limbs off of it all day long, and it'll survive. It'll stay, thriving and living. But you go to the root, and you get to the strongest root, and you damage it or take it out, and the tree comes down. Why not apply that to exactly what we do in sessions? I don't bash any other way of doing anything, but I've always just been, I guess, impatient, and I didn't want to spend years and years in therapy, trying to get somewhere, because throughout those years of therapy, I'm still accumulating more crap. So I was like, man, I just want to release it and get on enjoying my life and moving on. And then as I got into this, it's like I want to do the same with others. I want them to have that same experience once I found a way to be able to release that stuff in basically an instant. And let's say take it on as a business model. And luckily, I've found several other coaches recently who believe the same thing. We all do these like single session, baggage blowout type things, and it is possible. I think it was Tony Robbins said, people are like, oh, it took me 10 years to make a change, and he's like, no. It took you 10 years to be ready to make the decision to change. The change took an instant, and that's what we do in these sessions. We just do some what's called a detailed personal history, dig in, find out where the triggers are. Look through the smoke and everything of the surface level stuff, find the root cause real quick, and everything I do and ask is strategically designed to do exactly that. Find out what's lighting up. We're looking for the power plant that lights up Vegas, so to speak. We want to light up all the neurology, but instead of going to like each casino and hotel and just flipping on their light switches individually. So we're looking for that, but we're looking for clues along the way, and then finally figure out where that main power switch is in the town, go there and turn it on, all that neurology is lit up, and the unconscious mind attaches all those different memories, anything that's associated with that. Even stuff a lot of times clients still don't even consciously have a memory of in the session, and we release it. And then after all the baggage is gone, they'll actually start having these new memories come up. So, wow, where's that been? And how did that pop up now? And what it is once we get all that unconscious baggage out of the way, you see the unconscious mind, one of its main prime directives, one of its main jobs is protection and preservation. And the way it does that a lot of times is repressing memories. And sometimes memories even just get repressed just because the emotion around them is so strong, we don't even remember. We don't even recognize what actually happened. We just carry around this feeling of something all the time, some kind of tension in our bodies or whatever. And then go through these release techniques and these processes in these sessions, and boom, sometimes it takes a little bit to get everything warmed up and get it happen, but it's always a single session. I do a couple of follow-up sessions for because we set a new life plan. We come up with goals and strategies and create a new plan for this person to move forward in the new. I don't even like to say the new them, the real them, the person that's been hidden from the world for so long because of all this limiting beliefs and baggage. So we create those plans, and then I'll do some follow-up calls after that just to see, check in, how you doing, and any questions, and help them fine-tune, do some linguistic fine-tuning, make sure their language is the most impactful and empowering for them in their goals and in that strategy, and help them move forward in that way, keep the momentum going. But all the work is done in that one session. And like I say, those follow-up calls are usually pretty quick and super simple. A lot of times they're not even needed. Sometimes I handle them through text. I still do the calls because I like to follow up, I like to stay in touch. I still geek out on every single person's aha moments they've had throughout their day, throughout their week or whatever, where it's like, oh man, this person, my boss said this, and usually that would trigger me and make me feel all bad, or bring up all this emotion. And he said it again, didn't even bother me. I didn't even recognize it, or my spouse, left the dishes all over the counter, and usually I would fly off the handle about that, and I didn't anymore. It's like, didn't even bother me. It's like, we didn't even work on that area, but baggage shows up in so many different ways. And it's all, the root cause of all baggage is always developed and created in one instant. If it can be created that fast, it can be released in just as fast. There's no reason why not. Again, we just have to get back there and figure out what it is. And see, consciously, typically we just remember the stuff most recently, a few other past memories that kind of stand out, but we're not aware of where the unconscious mind actually made that link and created and concreted in that belief. And usually it's somewhere way past where we think it is. And it's something, it's not nearly as traumatic as we expect, because again, it happens when we're so young. But the fact of it is, if you go after it the proper way, you got to install on an unconscious level in a moment. It can be uninstalled the same way. It just has to be an unconscious process. And the problem with a lot of ways, I know so many people, I myself did it as well. When I was in my 20s, I didn't know where else to go. I went to a doctor, and I was looking for a referral to a therapist, but I went to a doctor first to talk about, the depression I was going through and anxiety and all of that, and stress and everything else. And well, they did what they could do, gave me a couple of prescriptions, and then sent me on to a therapist, or just told me to actually find one. I don't remember them even referring me. Well, they just made a couple of references to a few. And went on, and as I sat in the therapy room, I had hope in it. I'd always loved psychology, and had a lot of high hopes for that. And instead, after months and months, I realized still feel about the same. Some days I come out, feel a little better. Some days I come out, feel a little worse. And then, maybe there's some relief here and there, but I still don't feel like it's getting out. It can't possibly take me as long as I've been living with it. It can't possibly take that long to get rid of it. And, I talked to that therapist and talked to a few others, and it was, how long is it going to take to get better? Even just a little bit better. And it was always, it could take months or years, or, and then, some would be like, I have clients who've been seeing me for 20 years. So I don't want to see you for 20 years every week. I have best friends that I don't get to see every year, much less every week. And I definitely don't want to spend an hour of my week or 2 hours of my week every single week coming into this office and just staring at this sounding board, in human form for a day. It's like, I want to come here and you kind of push some kind of magic on me. And a lot of people thought I was like crazy and needed therapy for thinking there was a way, but I'm so grateful that I didn't give up hope on it, because now I've found it. And not only did I find it, but found actually quicker and better ways, and found new ways, and that there's multiple options. And then finally got into a level where I'm actually able to help others do the same. And I love it. And it's the best part of it is watching that shift in someone's eye and their body language. And then they finally like feel it release and like, holy crap, what did you just do? And it's like, it's not me, it's you. We ourselves create our own baggage through a decision we make. Yes, people do stuff to us all the time. All kinds of crap happens. There's bad things happen in the world all the time. But it's really not the thing. It's not the event that controls the baggage we accumulate. It's our perception of that baggage. It's how we respond or react to that baggage or that event that creates the baggage. Well, we can go back. Once we shift that around a little bit, we can release it, just as fast as it came in. It is it's not only possible, it's not only probable, it happens. I've never heard of anyone, through any of my colleagues or me, anyone who truly commits to the process, never heard of it failing. But does it work for everybody? No, it will once they're ready. But they have to be ready. You see, a lot of people come to us, I've mentioned it on these lives before. I don't accept every client. Marina doesn't accept every client, because some people aren't really ready for it to release. Some people actually come looking for another thing that didn't work so that they can go around and live in their pity party. And, that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but we hold on to this for some kind of secondary gain. And once we finally create a shift in ourselves, and I can't do it for them, I can help people reframe it and look at things differently, and I'll do that. But there are some people who just aren't to the point yet. And they consciously think they want to change, but there's still something that is giving them that secondary gain that makes them want to stay. And I turn them away. I don't turn them away forever. It's like, just right now, I'm not the person to help you. It's like, when you're truly ready, come on back, and I'll gladly schedule a session with you and get you there. But because I don't want to sit here and work with someone who's just looking to prove that they're that broken. And I've said it on these so many times. I've said it on just about every stage I've ever been on. I've said it with every client. I've never met a single client that I felt like it was more screwed up than I was at my worst. And once I finally got ready, there was all kinds of stuff that never worked for me. And then once I got ready, everything just went away. Everything started changing. And it's the same thing. You just have to believe it's possible. Just be open to the idea that it might be possible, and that's enough, and we can get you there. Just believe it's possible and believe you're worth it. And actually, I used to think each client has to fully believe they're worth it, and I just found out that's not too long ago. I just found out that that's not even a prerequisite, really. I worked with someone who, she didn't believe she was worth going through the process, but she was doing it for a pet. And because she had a phobia that was actually going to hinder her cat's health. And that cat means the world to her. So she was willing to put the money up and invest the time and invest the work in herself for her cat. Now I did some other stuff to link her her love for a cat to love for herself. But even though she didn't come for that, but I think everybody should be in love with themselves. Everybody should feel like they're worth it. And we did that. But it's, I had a mentor once tell me that a mentor of his told him, it's like, believe in yourself whenever you can. And when you can't believe in yourself, believe in someone else's belief in you. And that's what actually reminded me of this lady with her and her cat is, she wouldn't put the time and money in to eliminate this emotional trauma and this baggage that she was carrying around that was causing her so much physical, mental, and emotional pain, but she would for her cat. Now, consciously, I don't quite understand that, I'll be honest, but I do get, I get it. I see it all the time. I see so many people coming to me wanting help because of they want a better relationship with their spouse, a better role model for the kids or whatever. And as long as we find that, well, as long as you've got a big enough driver, I'll light that up and I'll help you get there. I'll do anything I can. You just have to be open to the possibility of it, the belief that something better can happen. As long as you hold on to that, we can get you there. And if you don't want to work with me, fine, I can refer you to someone else. If don't like me for whatever reason or don't connect with me, I keep a long list of people I can refer you to. But that's my main goal, is to find help everyone find their option, find their outlet. I want people to get off the meds. They serve a purpose. Yeah, there are cases where they're needed, but not for a lifetime. I don't ever believe in putting anybody on lifetime meds. There's too much evidence out there that they do more harm in the long run than good. And they're meant to be for short little sprints, not marathons. And especially when there's so many better options out there, so many healthier options, so many more empowering options. And I feel like that's the biggest part of it, is get on something that empowers you to keep growing your life and getting better and better. I mean, when I went looking for help for depression, I was looking to gain happiness. That's what I wanted. And instead, they gave me all these prescriptions, sometimes 3 at a time, that I was supposed to take together. And yeah, it didn't allow me to get super low, but it also never allowed me to get super high. And I'm actually grateful for that, because that's what really fired me up to get on the path to come here, to where I'm at now, to where I learned and found another way and learned why it works, how it works, and started using it and helping so many friends, family, and clients to experience the same thing in their life. Some of them have surpassed me in things they've manifested in their life since. And it's just getting that weight off our shoulders, getting it off our chest, getting it off our heart, and moving forward. The mind is a wonderful, wonderful servant, but a terrible master. And so many of us are running around with a mind programmed from other people's limiting beliefs. How many times in history have people been told they're crazy because they were trying to accomplish something that no one else believed was possible? And the ones that didn't give in that belief, the Wright brothers and all the things that Thomas Edison created and everything else, it all came from keeping a clear mind and a clear vision on what they wanted and what they believed. And that's the key factor of anything, is just belief in something being better, and the possibility of something being better. All the rest of this, everything else that I do with clients, super easy. It's just, as long as they have that belief, the rest happens, let's say, in that instant, basically. The rest is all just formalities, just all details. But anyway, I just wanted to share that, because I had some amazing conversations at that networking meeting. And like I say, as I've been doing more of these posts and things, and people are getting a little lit up about claims of being able to do months of work in minutes and years and hours. And I stand by that all day long. So anyway, any questions, any feedback, anything good or bad, I'm open to it. Bring it on. I'm here to help, and anything I can do to help you, feel free to reach out at any time. And so we're doing a couple more free empowerment sessions this week. So feel free to reach out. Let's come up with a strategy, figure out what's the best plan for you to move forward. Like I say, whether it's with me or another option, but let's get you where you want to be. So then, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.